Welcome to our Medway Safeguarding Children Partnership video explainer looking at intersectionality. In this short video, we will look at why we're looking at intersectionality, what intersectionality means, and then consider why it's important in our practice and how we can understand and apply this in our work. We will also have some links for some further resource. To begin with, why are we looking at intersectionality? In the LCSPR LAURA, the importance of awareness of specific factors or aspects such as gender, race and family backgrounds were highlighted. The recommendations highlighted the importance of practitioners in Medway being aware of how these factors individually and together impact the understanding of risk. So what does intersectionality mean? Our identity is made up of different aspects. For example, our gender, our race, our culture. These aspects overlap and connect and create our unique and individual experience of day-to-day life, including our work, our relationships, and our experience of discrimination, as well as any opportunities that we might have. Intersectionality helps us understand the importance of the connection and overlap and what they mean. Why do we need to think about this in our work with children and their families? Well, by seeing and understanding the whole picture of family life and experience, we will then be able to understand what help and support is needed. Understanding individual aspects is important, but understanding how they connect to create a unique experience for the child and their family enables them to be offered support and intervention that could help. So, to use an example to explain further, Milo is a 15-year-old boy who has a visual impairment and is a practicing Muslim. The individual aspects of his identity, his gender, his age, his visual impairment and his religion connect him with others who share these specific aspects. But his experience is made up of more than these aspects individually. It's made up of understanding them together, the overlap between them, and how this makes a difference to his day-to-day life, his connections with others, and his experience of discrimination and advantage. And here is a picture to help us think about that further. Identifying the individual aspects individually is really important, but more important is how they connect together as a whole and understanding the overlap. How do we understand and apply this in our work? As a starting point, we could think about our own identity, our own gender, our race, our language, our religion, and think about how these things impact our experience. We can be curious in our work, supporting children and their families to tell their story, and then consider how we work with them, how assessments are undertaken, and what services are available, and what plans for support can be made. Thinking about this further, particularly about communication, we can think about the following prompts. Have we understood how best to communicate with this child and their family? Have we understood their needs and preferences about how they communicate with us? What are we doing in response to that? And what might get in the way of communication? And how can we navigate that? Thinking about aspects of identity. What do we know about the family story? How does this impact their experience? What does this mean about how they understand our role? And how can we work together? Are there more things we need to know about? How can we be curious? In thinking about safety and support, are there difficulties experienced by the family that could be related to their identity, maybe discrimination or access to services? Are there safeguarding concerns that the family have described as acceptable? How can we address this with the family? And are we aware of local resources in the community, maybe religious or cultural groups that we could connect with? This short video is an introduction to this important topic. There are lots of resources and further information available, and here are some links to follow up. Thank you for listening.